Welcome to our video on the best and worst cooking oils for your heart. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a topic that might sound mundane, but trust me, it's a game changer when it comes to your well-being. Yup, those seemingly innocent liquids you use to whip up your favorite dishes can have a huge impact on your health. So, let's get real about the oils that are better off staying far away from your kitchen. Now, I know it's tempting to think, oh, it's just cooking oil, what's the big deal? But bear with me because this is important. We're going to uncover the types of cooking oils that should be nowhere near your pantry, and we're not stopping at just naming them. We're digging into the nitty-gritty of why these oils are a big no-no. Why should you care? Well, the health of you and your loved ones is at stake. The more we delve into this, the more it becomes crystal clear. These oils have been hanging out in our kitchens, quietly causing havoc. From heart issues to tummy troubles and even chronic diseases like diabetes, these oils seem to have a hand in many problems we face today. But here's the good news. Knowledge is power. So by understanding what's on your plate, or should I say in your pan, you can make smarter choices that could potentially save you from future health woes. Before we dive deep into the research, unravel the science, and reveal the oils you'd be better off without, let's give that thumbs up button a little love, shall we? It's not just a click, it's a vote for raising awareness about the heart health game changer we're about to unleash. And if you're all about staying in the loop with the freshest health info, don't forget to ring that bell. We're here to arm you with knowledge for a long and vibrant life. All right, let's tackle this oily business. First up, the infamous vegetable oils. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. These seemingly innocent concoctions can be a one-way ticket to health troubles. We're talking about soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, and their companions, sunflower, safflower, flaxseed, and cottonseed oils. These are the bad apples in the oil family. You know those cholesterol-free labels that these oils love to flaunt? Yeah, don't be fooled. These labels are like the magician's smoke and mirrors, diverting attention from the real issues. You see, oil extracted from natural sources like walnuts and flax seeds isn't as problematic as these processed versions. It's like comparing a masterpiece to a cheap knockoff. Now here's where the story gets a tad oily. The refining and processing of these oils warp their molecular structure. What once resembled a wholesome walnut or soybean takes on a whole new identity, one that's shockingly prone to turning rancid. Yep, we're talking about oxidation, the sneaky process where oxygen, heat, and light work their dark magic. This oxidation generates these tiny troublemakers called reactive oxygen species. These little rascals are like the bullies of the health world, targeting our DNA, proteins, and lipids with their mischievous ways. This leads to inflammation and cell damage, opening the door to a parade of problems from asthma to heart issues and even diabetes. The heat cranks up the speed on this oxidation roller coaster, causing a spike in hazardous chemicals. These oils also have a penchant for packing in way too much omega-6 and way too little omega-3, throwing our healthy fat balance out of whack. Blame our modern diets, which often prioritize processed foods over whole, nutrient-rich options. Now, let's tackle a true kitchen culprit, soybean oil. This stuff might be super popular globally, but let me tell you, it's no health hero. It falls into the category of polyunsaturated oils, and it's packed with omega-6, so don't let its popularity fool you. But why is it so widespread? Well, the price tag's definitely appealing, making it a go-to cooking oil in many kitchens. But here's where the plot thickens, and not in a good way. Research shows that soybean oil is a major inflammation instigator with links to insulin resistance, diabetes, and even messing up your mitochondria, the powerhouse of your cells. So you might want to rethink having this oil hanging out in your pantry. And hold on, the story gets even twistier. These sneaky oils are lurking in processed foods, including packaged snacks like chips and crackers, baked goods like commercial cookies and breads, sauces, mayo, frozen pizzas, and those pre-made meals. Yep, even foods that pretend to be healthy or natural might have these oils hidden in their ingredient lists. Think granola bars, salad dressings, veggie burgers, and low-fat options. So reading and understanding those labels is essential. Better yet, try cooking at home as much as possible. Knowing what you're putting into your body is gold. Now, the idea of vegetable oils often revolves around reducing cholesterol. But hold up, lowering cholesterol doesn't necessarily translate to better health outcomes. What truly matters is the quality of cholesterol. We're talking large and fluffy. Plus, protecting cholesterol from oxidation is the real hero, as oxidation is the root of atherosclerosis and heart disease. It's all about the right kind of defense. A 2016 study called Reevaluation of the Traditional Diet Heart Hypothesis found quite a revelation. These vegetable oils might cause coronary heart disease, the big villain we've been aiming to fight all along. In other words, the reduction in cholesterol isn't the ultimate lifesaver we thought it was. But hey, you might be wondering about the smoke point, right? It's like the temperature at which oils start to get a bit smoky when you're cooking. Now, while some refined polyunsaturated oils can be crafted to have a higher smoke point, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Even before they hit that point, these oils are already in the danger zone, undergoing chemical reactions that lead to harmful compounds. It's like a secret transformation is happening in your pan. And here's the kicker, that advertised smoke point can actually drop as these polyunsaturated oils get oxidized. In simple terms, the number on the bottle might not be telling the whole story of what's happening in your kitchen. Now let's talk about trans fats. Back in the early days of food processing, a crafty trick was concocted to make vegetable oils stable on the shelf. And voila, margarine and vegetable shortenings stepped onto the scene, ready to steal the show. These guys were the darlings of the industrial food world, especially in the land of cookies, cakes, and that ever-so-popular microwave popcorn. But brace yourself. There's a twist in this story. These fats have serious health implications. They're like the sneaky saboteurs of your cardiovascular system, damaging cholesterol particles, making blood platelets stick together like stubborn magnets, causing artery walls to raise their eyebrows in alarm, and even orchestrating heart attacks. In a rather telling 2006 report from the New England Journal of Medicine, it dropped a bombshell, stating that trans fats appear to increase the risk of coronary artery disease more than any other macronutrient. It's like trans fats took the cake as the top villain. Now, some countries and states have put their foot down and banned trans fats from the kitchen. But hold your applause because it's not as straightforward as it seems. In the good old US of A, foods can wear a trans fat-free label if they contain less than 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving. Your so-called trans fat-free potato chips have a humble 0.3 grams per serving. And if you happen to munch down 10 servings, you're staring at a whopping 3 grams of trans fat. It's like they're playing hide and seek, and the joke's on us. And if you're a fan of that crispy, battered, and fried fast food goodness, you might be entering a trans fat danger zone without even knowing it. So, the million-dollar question, how do you dodge these troublemakers? Well, the answer lies in the fine print. That's right, read those ingredient labels when you're navigating the supermarket aisles. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that drops these names: trans fat, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, shortening, or mono and diglycerides of fatty acids. And let's talk about deep-fried foods. While they might tantalize your taste buds with their crispy allure, it's like they come with a fine print of health hazards. Seriously, there are better ways to cook your goodies, ways that won't leave your body feeling like it's been through a storm. If you're thinking of indulging in deep-fried delights, make it a once-in-a-blue-moon thing. Now let's dive into the sizzling topic of repeatedly heated cooking oils. You see, when oils are heated multiple times, they get oxidized. And what's the result? A buffet of harmful compounds that go by names like aldehydes, lipid peroxides, and acrolein. These troublemakers aren't just annoying, they're downright dangerous. They've been associated with some pretty heavy-hitting health issues, from cancer to nervous system damage, even liver and kidney trouble, and of course, heart disease. When oils are exposed to repeated heating, their structure morphs and trans fats start to party. And trust me, this isn't a party your body wants to attend. It's like subjecting your system to a full-blown stress fest. So here's the wisdom nugget for your kitchen escapades. Avoid the habit of reusing cooking oils over and over again. Opt for fresh oil each time you cook. Now, speaking of deep-fried delights, they often come with a side of repeatedly heated oils. But guess what? You don't have to let go of crispy goodness altogether. Instead of dunking your food in hot oil, consider some healthier alternatives like baking, roasting, steaming, braising, poaching, or even hopping on the air fryer bandwagon. All right, now that we've tackled the worst of the worst, it's time to flip the script and explore the exciting world of the best cooking oil options. But before we go pouring those golden drops into our culinary adventures, let's take a quick breather and set the stage for some truly lip-smacking revelations. Let's kick off our oil exploration with a star that's not just tasty, but also incredibly good for you: olive oil. Hailing from the Mediterranean diet, this oil is like a secret ingredient for a healthy heart, balanced blood sugar, and even a sharper brain. Olive oil belongs to the monounsaturated fat family. Unlike those polyunsaturated fats with their multiple double bonds, monounsaturated fats are simpler, boasting just one double bond. Why does this matter? Well, it's like having a built-in shield against oxidation. These fats stay fresher for longer naturally. Now, let's talk numbers, the smoke point. Extra virgin olive oil might not be the star of high-heat cooking, with a smoke point around 190 degrees Celsius, that's about 370 degrees Fahrenheit, while its refined cousin can brave up to 240 degrees Celsius, around 470 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's where the magic happens. It's an absolute superstar when drizzled raw over dishes or blended into tantalizing salad dressings. What sets extra virgin olive oil apart? It's all about that cold pressing. Unlike those polyunsaturated oils that undergo a heavy-duty refining process with chemicals and heat treatments, extra virgin olive oil keeps it simple. It's just pressed from olives, without any chemical intervention or excessive heat. This method preserves its nutritional might, especially the antioxidants like vitamin E and phenolic compounds that bring anti-inflammatory and antioxidant benefits. Now, here's a pro tip. Give your olive oil the royal treatment by storing it in a cool, dark place. This keeps it safe from the villains of oxidation, ensuring it's ready to bring its A-game to your culinary creations. Now let's talk about the unsung hero that's been making a comeback in recent years: quality grass-fed butter. In the world of fats, butter and saturated fats have had their share of controversies. You might remember the saturated fat blame game, where butter got a bad rap. But guess what? Recent studies are shaking up this narrative. A 2014 analysis from the University of Limerick delved deep into the effects of butter on our health. Surprise, surprise! The study found that those who enjoyed butter were actually less likely to develop diabetes. That's right, butter might just be the diabetes superhero we never knew we needed. The researchers couldn't find a significant link between butter consumption and the risk of heart disease or stroke. This new insight challenges the old tale of butter being the villain. But butter isn't alone in this quest for redemption. A slew of studies are shining the spotlight on the quality of fats and foods rather than categorizing everything as bad just because it's saturated. And that's where the grass-fed butter enters the stage. It's rich in conjugated linoleic acid and omega-3 fatty acids, a dynamic duo that can be a heart's best friend. But the benefits don't stop there. Grass-fed butter is packed with essential vitamins like A, E, and beta-carotene. These nutrients are like a squad that keeps your vision, skin, and immune system at their best. However, grass-fed butter has its limitations. It's got a low smoke point, which means it's not cut out for high-temperature action. Think about those creamy, buttery, scrambled eggs that melt in your mouth. That's where grass-fed butter truly shines. Moving on to the golden wonder of the cooking world, coconut oil. This cooking oil is a true gem, and its secret lies in its stability. You see, coconut oil is like the superhero of oils, thanks to its high content of saturated fats. These fats give it an extended shelf life and resistance to oxidation. In simple terms, it won't go bad as quickly as those other oils lurking in your pantry. But here's where it gets even cooler. Coconut oil can handle the heat like a champ. It can stand up to high cooking temperatures without breaking a sweat and, most importantly, without producing harmful compounds. So whether you're sautéing, stir-frying, or even baking, coconut oil has got your back. And let's talk about cholesterol, that once-feared villain. Recent studies have done some serious myth-busting. A study by the Institute of National Cardiology in 2015 highlighted the perks of extra virgin coconut oil. It was found to boost the size of cholesterol particles, and this is big news. Why? Because larger cholesterol particles are less likely to cause harm to our arteries. It's like coconut oil's way of saying, "I've got your heart's back." But that's not all. Coconut oil isn't just about hearts and cholesterol, it's a multitasker. Its polyphenol content has been linked to blood pressure benefits, giving your heart even more reasons to love it. Plus, it's loaded with lauric acid, a compound known for its antibacterial and antimicrobial powers. It supports your gut health and even helps your body absorb nutrients better. Now, let's talk choices. You have refined and unrefined coconut oil. The refined version comes with a neutral flavor and a higher smoke point, around 230 degrees Celsius or 450 Fahrenheit. Then there's unrefined one, often called virgin coconut oil. It brings a noticeable coconut taste to the table, and its smoke point is slightly lower, around 177 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. So whether you're cooking up a storm or just adding a touch of coconut goodness to your dishes, coconut oil is the versatile ally your kitchen needs. Last but not least is ghee. If butter had an older, wiser sibling, it would be ghee. This ancient cooking fat has graced Indian kitchens for centuries, and it's more than just a tasty treat. Ghee is essentially butter that's been transformed into liquid gold. The process involves simmering butter to separate the milk solids and water, leaving behind a pure golden fat that's bursting with flavor. It's like butter 2.0, with a rich taste that has an extra touch of magic. But what sets ghee apart, you ask? Well, it's not just the flavor, it's the high smoke point. You see, butter smokes due to the milk solids it contains, but ghee takes a different route. By gently removing those milk solids, it becomes predominantly saturated fat, giving it a smoke point of around 250 degrees Celsius. And let's not forget the mouth-watering, nutty, and caramelized flavor it brings to the table. And here's a bonus. Ghee is the master of longevity. By saying farewell to milk solids, it stays fresh for longer than regular butter. So, if you're looking for a cooking sidekick that can take the heat and add that special touch to your meals, ghee's got your back. And that's a wrap on our cooking oil adventure. Don't forget to share your thoughts, questions, or tips in the comments. Like this video and hit subscribe to stay in the loop as we explore more topics. And if you're feeling extra generous, a super thanks would make our day. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to a happy and heart-healthy journey ahead.